Welcome to Ambleside in West Vancouver. Just a short drive away from downtown Vancouver, which you can see behind me. There's the Lionsgate Bridge in Stanley Park. And West Vancouver is a very special municipality where it's the site of our Grosvenor Ambleside development. A development that is unique for a number of reasons. Number one, its location. Right by the beach, right on the water. One of the only developments of its kind to have that kind of location and those kinds of qualities. You can take a look at the beach. There's a large park right by. And you can see in the background the first phase is fully complete with the second phase under construction. So today I'm going to take you through the development, tell you a little bit about it, and give you a tour. When we first started working on Grosvenor Ambleside, engaging with the community and the municipality, it became very clear that one of the most important things was we needed to welcome people back to the waterfront, make Ambleside an animated place and help it live up to its potential. One of the ways that we did that is by creating extra wide sidewalks, an opportunity for people to gather, a place for festivals. This is actually a festival street that I'm standing on, 14th Street, a place where we're going to be able to host things like Harmony Arts Festival, which is a significant event in West Vancouver. This is one of the pieces by Douglas Copeland, a world-renowned Canadian artist who's born and raised in West Vancouver. He has 4 pieces throughout the site that we've commissioned. And what's unique about that is in West Vancouver, there was no requirement for public art, but we decided to provide it anyways as part of our commitment to social benefit, in addition to commercial benefit, whenever we do a development. Here we are on Bellevue, which is the south-facing street. The entrance to the residential lobby is right behind me. The residential parking entrance is also right behind me. There's rich materials in places where you wouldn't expect. You know, we have wood, we have concrete, we have glass on a parkade ramp, which you just wouldn't see. That level of commitment to quality is found throughout the site. This lobby showcases a commitment to very high quality materials. It's a very high vaulted ceiling, dramatic entry for these homes and want residents to feel that their home is special, and this entrance is a very important part of that. On this wall you can see the 2 Gordon Smith paintings. Here's a large seating area for people to wait. Very significant fireplace, sort of commanding the entry as well. And then as we move through, we've got the mail room, and the only reason I mention that is because it's a commitment to, again, high quality materials. The mail boxes are customized to a degree that is pretty unusual for most developments. If you can just follow me through into this space. So this is sort of one of the residential lounge areas. People can have strata meetings here and other things. There's also a bit of a kitchenette right here. So a lot of multi-purpose functionality in this space as well. Even the underground parking levels have their own residential lobby entry that's highly finished. They have their own bathroom off of the lobby, highly functional. And this leads out to the private parking areas where most units have at least a 2-car parking garage, some of which have even more than that. Within that space is also some storage. And what that does is it recreates a single-family home experience, and it was really appealing to our buyers. So both of the phases have 24-hour concierge, and they also both have a gym and a lounge. Given that the first phase is finished, I can go take you through it. So in this space, we start off with a lounge, soft seating area with television. We also have a yoga room here, which is available for all the residents to book out. And then finally, we have a fully fitted out gym space, which is sunken in the slab to make it feel more spacious. Has a lot of natural light, so you have actually quite a nice view out. And as I mentioned, fully fitted equipment for the use of the residents. So here we are on the second level of the residences. This area simply showcases the high quality materials that follow through from the lobby. So first you have the continuation of the marble stone surrounds from the lobby, as well as eucalyptus wood, which starts to create a reference to all the entries to the suites, which also have eucalyptus wood. There's even things like a customized inset carpet, which was just custom made for this project. And then finally a fabric wall with cove lighting surrounds. So here's an example of the suite entries. Significant amount of detail. We've got pin lighting at the top. We have eucalyptus entries, which continues from the residential lobby. We also have stone thresholds, and the area outside of the suite is very spacious, which is quite unlike what you typically find in a typical condo development. So now we're going to enter one of the 2 remaining unsold units out of 56 units in the first phase. We furnished it to act as a show suite to sell those remaining units. So this is the Grosvenor wall, as we call it. We demonstrated this in our presentation center, and we're showcasing it again in the show suite. A very important story for us to tell about Grosvenor and how we're different. And we believe it made quite a difference for prospective purchasers, giving them comfort that they were buying into a Grosvenor building. In the show suite, we have the building model. We've moved it from the presentation center, which we closed in order to start the second phase of construction. So this building model gives a great overview of the overall development. This is the first phase, which is now complete, and the second phase is under construction right now. We are currently in one of the 2 unsold units, particularly in that corner of the model. That's where we are right now. As you can see, just to talk a bit about the architecture, significant amount of terracing. That was done for a few reasons. One of them is to acknowledge the buildings that are behind, to preserve their views as much as possible, as well as the fact that it creates these opportunities for unbelievable outdoor spaces. Given how expansive they are, in some cases over 3,000 square feet, we've created little outdoor rooms, so they have multiple surfaces. There's Ipe wood, there's river rock, and there's porcelain pavers, as opposed to many projects that have large decks where it's just one continuous paver and creates sort of an unpleasant outdoor experience, which is obviously not the intent. So the first phase has 56 units, and it's a 7-story building. The second phase has 42 units. It's a 6-story building. And along the ground floor of the first phase is retail on all 4 corners. We have a restaurant in this corner called Ancora that's going to be opening soon. A restaurant on that corner, which is called Earl's. They've been very successful since opening about a month ago. Around the corner there's a vegetarian restaurant, and they've just opened as well, called Heirloom. They've done very well. People are excited to have them in the neighborhood. And then finally there's a grocery store called Meinhardt that's opened up as well, which is a little boutique grocery store which people in the building and the local community have really been excited about having. In between the buildings we have what we call this mid-block galleria. So this is important for a couple of reasons. Previously, this site, before it was developed, there was no connection in the middle of the block. So in order to get down to the waterfront, you had to come down 13th or 14th. And that really created sort of an uninviting, entry point to the waterfront. What this does now is it actually breaks up this fairly big block, and it breaks it up with something that's covered, so it works all year round. It has retail spilling out onto it. It has just a very inviting feel. We've developed a partnership with a local community center called KMEEK. They're focused on arts and culture within West Vancouver, and they are going to be doing performances outdoors, and we're supporting that. And all of this is adding towards the animation and the vibrancy of the space. So it's been a very successful sales launch. The first phase launched in 2014. Interestingly, it took about 9 months to meet our pre-sale requirement because I think in the local community there was still an expectation or sort of a need for this project to be validated. It was so new and so transformative for the neighborhood that people weren't sure what to expect. When this project was so successful, the first phase, when it came time to launch the second phase, we met our pre-sale requirement in 6 weeks. So that's from 9 months to 6 weeks. Basically, that was just a validation of this development, and people realized that it was going to go quickly, and so they needed to act fast. The profile of the buyers is interesting, important to note. They are predominantly from West Vancouver or shortly or just a little bit further out. That's important because this whole project was designed, the architecture being sort of a West Coast modern architecture, the tenants that we chose, the interior aesthetics, sort of to replicate sort of the West Van environment and the single-family home experience. It was all about trying to give people that local community experience, and we've seen that now. It's been validated by who's bought in the project. So one of the really important factors of the way we designed these units was so that they felt like single-family homes, recognizing that the purchasers were downsizing from single-family homes and into a condo, maybe for the first time, or at least it's been a while. So very large spaces, generous corridors, very open concept floor plans. So the kitchen is, of course, the cornerstone of the home, and it was an opportunity for us to really showcase the design quality and the replication of a single-family home, which was important to our buyers. We've worked with an Italian cabinetry manufacturer called Snedero. They do an amazing job of executing high quality cabinets that are functional and also of high design. Little additional details like a metal surrounds at the bottom of the sink cabinet so that it catches water. Every single sort of corner is used. For example, in this location we've got these pull-out drawers that come out and are very handy. These kinds of details that people have really appreciated. From the appliance perspective, we have Wolf and Sub-Zero appliances, and we always had the ability to tell purchasers, almost in joking, that if you wanted to upgrade, you can't, because this is the highest end version of these appliances you can get. This particular kitchen has two side-by-side 30-inch fridges. As you can see here, very nutritious food content so far. And as we move on, we've got two ovens, steam oven, microwave oven, warming drawers, and of course, very important, a full height wine fridge, which was very important to all of our purchasers. But all of these kitchens are different. Out of the 56 floor plans, 56 units in the first phase, 45 of them had unique floor plans. What people's feedback has been is essentially, there's nothing else that they need to do to change it, to make it better, and that was our goal. So we've had very minimal customizations, and it's been really, really well received. So one of the most important features of a home, and especially these homes, is the master ensuite. Very impressive space with marble slab on all of the walls, with mirrors that open up fully to create a three-way mirror, with cabinetry from Snedero, the same company that provided the kitchen cabinets. Dornbrock fixtures, the same as the kitchen. Again, those same fixtures being used in the very large walk-in showers. Separate toilet enclosures as well. Quartz floors, which are heated underneath. And very large, expansive bathtubs as well. The master walk-in closets are another significant part of the offering. The millwork within the closets is also by Snedero, the same group that did the millwork in the kitchen and the bathrooms. All of these walk-in closets, most of them are different from one another because of the customized nature of the suites, but they all have similar features like built-in shoe closets, built-in drawers, and some suites have more or less of one or the other, but overall, a very expansive space. This is an example of one of the bedrooms. This is the master suite in this particular unit. So pretty spacious, which is again replicating the single family environment and quite atypical for a typical condo development. One of the other nice features of these homes is that many of them have laundry rooms, quite substantial in size, which was another important factor for us in terms of replicating that single family home experience when it comes to the design of the suites. So this is a flex space, which is enclosed by Remedicio doors that have a great solid feel to them. Some units have these spaces, others don't, but what they basically do is they allow residents to open up the space or enclose it depending on what their needs are. So this is one of the sold homes. It's south-facing, one of the larger units in the project. It also showcases a different kitchen style than what we saw in the show suite, as well as home automation features such as multimedia system, automated lighting, automated heating and cooling, automated blinds as well. But most of all, what this unit shows off is the incredible view. This is really what makes this project special and makes it best in class in Western Canada, if not beyond. This is an example of one of the expansive decks that has multiple materials, porcelain pavers, river rock, Ipe wood, and this is a southern exposure unit, so you get the full experience of the view here. The Pacific Ocean, Stanley Park, Lionsgate Bridge in the distance.